thing that I've been talking about lately is with other people is just like AI, man.
AI.
How is it going to affect us, man? What do you think?
Man, that's crazy, man. I've been watching a lot of stuff on that. It's kind of wild. I don't know what to think, what direction. I know it's just gonna completely take over our lives in the future that we can see. Because you can imagine, like, you know, our parents, like, within the 50 years that, you know, they've been alive, like, I can't, it's mind-blowing about, like, the changes that they've probably gone through. And, you know, considering the path or trajectory we're on now, like, in another 50 years, like, it's almost unfathomable. It could probably change, like, 10 times more than that changed. Like, our parents'
10 years,
experience.
man. 10
That's
years.
what I'm thinking, too. And I think it starts with that job, like, the jobs, man. Like, you really got to plan out your jobs and what you want to do nowadays, because, like, you know, everything is going to automation. I think that Elon Musk was saying that 80% of our jobs in the next 50 years are going to be done by robots, and, like, that's just scary.
Yeah, it's hard to think about what we're going to do with all those, like,
jobs,
all those people.
Yeah, that's why.
We already know what we're doing with the jobs. We're replacing them with robots.
Yeah, and they're saying that's why people are gonna have like a universal salary or universal income, because, like, people, there just won't be,
like, communism.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna have, like, it's almost gonna have to go to communism, or, like, to like a larger degree of that, because there's just, like, a lot of the jobs, like transportation jobs, you have self-driving cars, and you have the Hyperloop that Elon's working on, and, you know, you can fire things around the world way quicker and more efficiently than you know, having some.
Yeah, no, the Hyperloop is like.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I want that to be a thing. It's like twice as fast as flying in a plane.
Where were you saying that they were?
Nevada, or it's either I think it's New Mexico or Nevada. One of them is his Gigafactory that he's working on. It's like this huge, it's like one of the biggest buildings in the world. It's like going to be this huge self-sustaining, energy-creating plant that focuses on batteries, and it can power, like, the 1/5 of the entire United States, apparently.
1/5.
1/5. One factory, kind of.
One factory.
It's nuts.
So build 5 factories, and then.
That's He said there's a you know, Leonardo DiCaprio has a new documentary.
Yeah.
I watched it with my buddy at home, and really crazy. Like, he's talking to Elon. He goes at the Gigafactory. He's talking to him, and it's like, how many of the, like, you know, how many does this power? And that's where I got that fact where it's like one powers 1/5 of America. And then he's like, all right, well, like, you know, theoretically, you know, how many of these are we going to need to, you know, become just, like, not oil dependent? And he's like, right now, like, with the current technology we have, if I made 100 of these, I could power the world. And, like, I was just like, no way, like, that's unfathomable to me. 100, and, like, you gotta see Leo's reaction. Like, he's just like, he had to do a double take, because he's like, oh, 100, and I was like, wait, 100 to power the world. And I was like, yeah, man. He's like, that's it.
The whole world,
apparently. I don't know. But, like, I mean, if I gotta trust someone, I'm gonna trust him.
That's true.
You know, he's doing good work. Yeah, and so, yeah, there's news about Tesla too. They just Tesla's market capitalization just beat Ford's. So essentially saying that Tesla's a bigger company than Ford now, and that's pretty crazy considering Tesla's, like, what, 10 years old maybe, and Ford's 100, like, been, you know, steadily grown for one of the oldest automotive car manufacturers in the world. It's absolutely insane.
True, yeah. 2003, Tesla was founded.
Yeah. So so just over 10 years.
Yeah. Not too
yeah.
much.
No, it's pretty crazy. I think it's because Tesla's, you know, their product, breadth or depth or whatever is way
Ford is
bigger.
113 years old. The first automobile, I guess, was Ford.
No, but it's like Tesla, like, you know, they're trying to produce so many different things. It's like their battery technology, I think, is what's really driving that, because you know, obviously they make good cars, and a lot of other, you know, companies make good cars, and, you know, they're doing that really well, don't get me wrong, but it's I feel like that battery technology that's their proprietary, that's what's driving them, I think, forward, because You
Yeah,
know?
I guess like, there is other battery operated cars, but none to the advancement of the Tesla.
There's like a video of one of their SUVs pulling a supercar, and then it's racing that supercar that's on the back of the hood or in the back of the trailer. And
this was all battery operated.
And the battery operated SUV beats it like in a straight line. It's nuts because like the battery power is like it's like super potent apparently, and you can use it for so many different applications. They're starting to make these batteries like. See, I guess the problem with batteries is it's not like creating the energy; it's storing the energy is one of the big problems that we have right now. It's like really hard to store a lot of energy for, you know, like that you can use for a decent period of time. So that's why battery technology, the research going into that, that's what it's trying to overcome, and is trying to like, you know, collect as much energy in one location that you can reuse at a later date. So they're actually, I don't know if it's Tesla or one of his companies is making these like, I don't even know if it's him to be honest, but they're making these like big batteries for your house. And essentially you can power your house with these batteries and just plug your battery in, and then you can pretty much run everything off these batteries. And like they can, you know, you can charge it with like solar energy. It's crazy.
I actually was watching an episode of Shark Tank, and this company came in, and they were getting they created a product that could collect energy through like waves,
yeah, I think I saw that on like Instagram or some shit. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's like cool,
very slow moving waves, right? It's like like a little turbine they put like in slow moving water.
Like,
yeah,
through water turbine. Like that's a new way. Like they created obviously like these were for like small like backpacks. Like if you're traveling, like that's like the product they did fucking for a little stove or something. Mm-hmm. But like if they created like a big version, like that'd be a good way. Like there's always going to be waves.
Absolutely. There's always going to be current of some sort.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I think, even like going back to our first question about like, you know, where's AI or like where's like, you know, automation going to take us? And like the thing is, if you lose all these jobs, what's the logical next job, or what are people going to try to do? They're going to be, you know, responsible for innovating. You know, they're going to move to innovative jobs and like more. So think about how much that's going to progress innovation even more. So like, you know, going back to how much, you know, our time is going to change because of AI. You know, AI might just drive innovation even faster because, you know, people are going to, you know, lose their jobs, or jobs are going to be misplaced, and people are logically just going to go and try to, or the younger generation is going to see that and notice like a trend and try to, you know, pursue science or some kind of, you know, engineering or background to, you know, further the innovation. That's gonna, you know, spark new openings, and
yeah, it's
I feel like it's gonna be like a big cycle, and it's just going to exponentially increase as like you said, 10 years. Like I can see in 20 years. Like it's just like our day and age right now might be irrelevant. You know, like the way we do things.
Yeah, no.
Obviously, some things have to stay the same. But I mean, for the majority of it, I see it.
I think we have to figure out how to restore our memories, because the human memory is like the most flawed thing.
Yeah, but we don't even know everything about like apparently scientists don't even know like everything about like the human brain. Like that's still a mystery, you know.
We'll never be able to solve it.
That's what I mean, man. That's like memories. That seems a little bit further.
The only thing, that's what another thing about AI is that we were talking about last time, is that AI could have the questions to all the human brain, quantum mechanics, like
they could ask all the like how they can see all the faults and like in the way that we're kind of approaching it, maybe.
Yeah, the other scary thought is if this AI definitely becomes conscious, if they decide that there's no need for humans anymore.
Well, it's like some Terminator shit. I think that's a little down the road.
I don't expect to get these like extremely like look-alike robots that much anymore, but I believe they could create a machine that could be conscious as well, from like what I've been hearing.
I feel like they'll make it aesthetically pleasing. Like why wouldn't they?
Yeah, but like
why wouldn't they?
I think maybe eventually, but I think they'll be like they could figure out
like they can already make they could already make like a robot that looks like a person, in my opinion. Like they could make it look like it, but it wouldn't have like any like functionality. Any functionality. But like, and I feel like the skeleton of, if you know, if you will, well, that's what's gonna like the aesthetics are like, I feel like they could already do that if they wanted to, but yeah, it's like the skeleton and like actually having like the ability to have conscious thoughts or any like, you know, like real movement. I mean, like, we can, I don't know.
So
like that iRobot. Have you ever seen that iRobot movie?
No, I haven't.
No, with Will Smith back in the day. Oh, it was good.
What was it?
It's just exactly about this. So it's like in a like a sci-fi setting in the future. I don't know how long, but like everyone has robots as like almost like they're slaves, but the robots are all programmed to facilitate these 3 rules. I forget the 3 rules. One of them is like they can't harm a human, and they can't.
Is there like a thing that
they don't really have feelings? I don't think. But then this one robot, like the wires get crossed or something, and this one starts having feelings, and they just and like he's
things happen, and that's
it's a good movie. But like that's exactly like if you wanted a movie to kind of like visualize.
Have you seen any of Westworld?
No.
You should watch Westworld.
What's that about?
It's on popcorn time. It's like kind of similar to what you're talking about. It's like, in the future, people go to this other world, and there's like, they have these robots that are like, so hard to explain, but like real life, like conscious, like they believe that they're real human. You know what I mean? Like the robots don't know that they're actually a robot. And then there's this one girl figures out that this is all like fake, that she's not, like she's programmed this way, that they're, you know what I mean? That their feelings are all like coding basically.
True.
And then they like kind of some stuff happens. I don't want to ruin it, but you should watch it.
Is it a movie or series?
No, it's a series.
Yeah. Is it new?
It's really, it's pretty new. It's like 2016.
Oh yeah, that's new.
Yeah, it's really good though. Like I recommend it.
True. Yeah, man. They dabble.
No man, you should. Yeah, it's cool.
That's good, man.
So for AI too, like how do you think that'll affect like militaries and like military innovation?
Yeah, that's another thing too. Because like military innovations, like it's pretty crazy. Like I feel like that's where a lot of the money, I guess, you know, a lot of money goes into that. So that's like definitely an incentive to kind of pursue that stream rather than
the thing they like
ones.
Send drones, you know what I mean? Like instead of sending people, send these drones in.
And then there's some big ethical some backwards consequentialism shit. Like it's like they don't want to send their soldiers, because that's very important to the domestic society. But then they go over there, and then as soon as they kind of leave American soil, they don't. You don't care as much as what happens.
It's right? Like someone playing a video game, playing GTA, and you're like, oops, I accidentally killed some civilians, but
that's the thing. Like
I still have this main target.
You see like a target go into a building, and then just bomb the building, and then like 10, 20 bystanders are gone with them, and then they think it's a success because they got who they wanted to get, right? But then it's like, you saved one or a certain amount of soldiers from going over there and possibly risking their lives, but at the same time, you killed 20 people. So like, how does that balance out, right?
They said like the drone killings that they did. Where was it? And
which ones? Like, I'm assuming Syria.
Yeah, Syria, where like I think it was like 90% of them were not.
Oh yeah, I think they had a report that came out like 2 years ago about that. Like, and it's like the amount of bystanders that get involved in these drone strikes it's huge. It's definitely a process, and I think that's what kind of fuels terrorism too, because you got like these developing countries that like can afford and like have the resources to innovate these weapons and these strategies, right? So they got like almost like an unlimited supply of innovation. They just keep making these better and better for the developing countries, right? And it almost forces, like if you're from a third world country and you know and you know this horrible stuff is happening, and then you know, and you're, let's say you're not involved in it, but you just seem like that you're almost governed in a way by, you know, the West.
What's happening?
Like, there's no way you're not going to grow resentment because, like, you know, like you think